And we're continuing our GenCon coverage. I'm here at the Atlas Games booth. That was a bit of a tongue twister. And I'm here with Greg, actually, the designer of the Witches of Revolution. He's going to give us a quick overview. How are you liking the con so far?
It's been a good con so far. I've seen a lot of other people's games I like, and I've had a lot of people playing my game over in the event hall. We've had a lot of great events and people coming up to see the game, and positive feedback so far.
It's always great to hear when designers love, obviously, their craft and board gaming. Yeah. So you went there over around and you checked out some other games. Very cool.
As much as I can.
Of course. Let's talk about your game now. Can you give us a quick overview of how it works?
Yeah. So Witches of Revolution is a fully cooperative game for 1 to 4 players. It's set in a fictional history where when everybody else is leaving Europe for religious persecution, some witches also leave as well. They come to the colonies. Things are going well enough for them until the British Crown starts becoming tyrannical. And then they throw in with the colonists, the patriots, to help make America its own country.
Okay. All right.
By fully cooperative, what I mean is there's no betrayer. There's no secondary points, like we all won, but you won more.
Right.
We all sink or swim together.
Awesome.
We're in it together.
Okay.
When the game begins, everybody has a basic deck of cards called a Coven of Witches. They are lower powered. They are somewhat versatile. Most times you can only work on one thing on each person's turn. These starting cards have the special power. If you use one, you can work on a second thing.
Okay.
So while some people like to upgrade cards, there's a reason to hold on to the starting ones.
Okay.
The cards, as they go along, do become more powerful. You'll see they have more symbols on them. The symbols are used to overcome events. Some events will be overcome one of 2 ways. This one, you can see either 3 of these channeling hands or 3 of these ritual cups. Other ones will say it requires 5 of any combination of things.
Okay.
And while in your own hand of 5 cards, you may have what you need to overcome an event. Other times you won't be able to on your own. So you ask your friends, you say, I need some help. I might only have 2 cups. Anybody else sitting at the table, every other person can contribute 1 card and get just 1 of its icons.
Only 1 card you can contribute.
1 card, 1 icon. If we do overcome the event, then whether I overcome it with either of these 2, I can choose to take off one of those symbols as a trophy. So this trophy sits with me. It's a one-time use special thing. When we've exhausted all of the symbols by one of these big overarching objectives, we get a bonus. It might be good for one person to do a thing, or it might be good for the whole table. We turn it over. Working with the Patriots, we will win if we finish all of these, all 4.
Okay.
That's the one way we can win.
All right.
There's 3 ways we can lose.
Okay.
It's not because I'm a mean guy, but it's to keep it challenging.
You sound like a mean guy, Greg. No, I'm kidding. Co-ops have to be challenging, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So as events come out along this line and they progress, you can see that if you're playing with 4 players, if an event gets to the number 7 position, you lose.
Right.
If you're only playing solo, you have more slack.
Right.
I give you a break. I'm not that bad.
Okay.
If the last card in this deck, on the turn that the final card is turned over, we have to the end of that turn, otherwise we missed our opportunity. And then finally, as we play, some of the events will have this Liberty Bell symbol. Yeah. They are key to getting our liberty. Okay. So if a liberty event, the icon's on the bottom and also on the side, if it comes onto a spot that has Liberty Bell, we progress 1 point towards tyranny.
Oh.
If we get down to full tyranny, we've also lost.
Okay.
Also, if we're in this bottom half of the ranks, you'll see there are some penalties we suffer for letting too much tyranny build up.
Right. Okay.
This will incentivize us to really try to take care of these events as soon as we can.
Okay.
This track also gives us a sense of how well we played the game.
Okay.
The game is very adjustable in its difficulty. So if we play a game, you and I, and we finish at 7, we're very smart.
Right.
Or at least the game is not hard enough for us, perhaps. Okay. So maybe the next time we play, we change things around to make it harder. Maybe we made it too hard. We finished at 2. Maybe we want the challenge.
You have basically the setup in the rule book on how to make it more challenging or not, correct?
Yes, it's very straightforward. These events, the box comes with 80 different events.
Wow.
Half are marked easy, half are marked hard. If you're playing normally, you mix them up randomly. If you want to play especially easy, you choose more easy. Hard, you choose more hard.
One last thing, Craig, sorry. What is this, the moon track here? We haven't spoken about that.
Glad you asked. Okay. So one thing that differentiates this from a lot of deck builders, when you have to shuffle your cards, you played out cards, you go to draw, there's not enough, you must shuffle. That's very common. Every time somebody shuffles their cards to draw more, this track goes up. Ooh, okay. And an extra event comes out.
Oh, that's how they come out. Okay.
So normally, at the beginning of a turn, just one comes out, but if somebody reshuffles, more come out. And as this progresses further, because in this game we're all witches, the power of the moon makes us more or less powerful. The moon's fading. All these events become one icon more difficult.
Wow, okay.
Say a couple more reshuffles have happened. Now they're all 2 more difficult, and so on. Oh, wow. So it can get very hard. Whereas the tyranny can ebb and flow. We cannot control the moon. We are not that powerful.
Very cool. Okay, I think we got most of the gist of it, unless there was something you want to add.
Yeah, just briefly. So when you complete an event, we talked about how you take these away. Yeah. The way you're going to do that more often, the starting cards, again, are very basic. They only have a couple of symbols. We can recruit more witches to our cause. In this first position, it says cost is printed. The cost is these little pentagram symbols. So if I want to get this witch on my turn, I would permanently discard 2 of those symbols.
Permanently lose them. Okay.
So that makes my deck faster. The new card goes on top of your deck. I hate waiting for a card to come up. In this position, it says they're reduced by 1 if the icon you're using matches. So this has a star. If I pay with this one with a star, I get a 1-point discount. And then finally in this last position, it says it's always 1 point cheaper. So instead of 3, it's 2. But just like events come out, every turn a new recruit comes out. So if we didn't recruit, perhaps on my turn, this one we no longer have access to. He's gone to the frontier in Kentucky to fight, the good fight there, and all these continue to travel.
And now one last thing, if they're here and it's a 1, would that be free or it's a minimum of 1?
It would be 1. These are only starting cards, you would only see them in your hand.
Oh, so that was there's none. Right. Okay, perfect.
Slide that there.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much. We should be getting the review copies soon. I know these are not available just yet, but we will be getting the US printing ones real soon, so check it out. Thanks a lot, Greg.
Thank you much.
Subscribe now to our channel to stay in the loop. If you like our work, help us continue by sharing the channel to your gaming group. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.